Breaking news this morning, Roger Stone, a confidant of President Donald Trump, was arrested this morning in the special counsel's Russia investigation. He was charged with lying to Congress and obstructing the probe.
Roger Stone is under arrest in Florida, that according to special counsel Robert Mueller's office, which says he faces charges including witness tampering, obstruction, and false statements. Mueller's investigators have been trying to determine whether Stone and others had advanced knowledge of WikiLeaks' plans to release hacked materials damaging to Hillary Clinton's presidential effort. Due in court today, the longtime associate of President Trump's has been under scrutiny for months, but continues to insist his innocence. Matt Small, Washington.
Tenaris announced yesterday it will lay off about 95 employees at its seamless mill here in the Sioux, effective February 4th. Additionally, the seamless pipe mill in Sault Ste. Marie will temporarily suspend operations for a 2-week period in March. That's in order to perform regular annual maintenance activities. The company will also temporarily suspend operations at its welded pipe mill, Prudential, in Calgary for about 6 to 8 weeks at the beginning of March. A small crew will remain on board there during this period to foster improvements to production lines and perform general maintenance. The Canadian oil and gas market remains challenged by a surge in tubular imports from non-NAFTA countries that is contributing to a pipe inventory overhang. Additionally, the market is experiencing a relevant reduction in drilling activity as the result of export bottlenecks due to pipelines at capacity in the country and the unstable price of oil. In December, production at Algoma Tubes was decreased by 25%. In Calgary, Tenaris was also forced to temporarily lay off 15. Tenaris will continue to work with all levels of government to defend against steel imports saturating the Canadian energy market and to strengthen manufacturing in the country. The RCMP have made 2 arrests in Kingston in what a government official confirms is a national security investigation. The RCMP tweeted last evening that all actions are being taken to ensure public safety and more information will be provided today. A senior government official confirmed that the arrests were related to a national security investigation. The official, who didn't wish to be identified because the investigation is in its early stages, said the situation is contained and there's no threat to public safety. Public Safety Minister Ralph Goodale said any operational details on the RCMP investigation will be released by the Mounties, adding that the country's security agencies act on credible information about potential threats. Goodale said the country's official threat level remains at medium and it has stood at that level since the fall of 2014. Police and the Canadian Automobile Association are urging people to clear snow from their vehicles after a recent video showed a driver trying to complete the task while traveling on a busy highway. OPP Sergeant Carrie Schmidt says the video, which you're looking at now, surfaced online earlier this week, and it highlights how dangerous it can be to leave home without first thoroughly clearing snow from a vehicle. This is on the 401, including from the roof. The video shows the driver of an SUV moving slowly in a live lane of highway traffic with the window down, attempting to clear snow from the windshield with a brush. Schmidt said it was possible that the snow gathered in a thick white clump had actually slid off the vehicle's roof onto the windshield. He says the incident could have had tragic consequences, of course, and advises all drivers to safely pull off the road to clear a windshield. Drivers, by the way, can face a $110 fine under the Highway Traffic Act for failing to have a clear front and side view. Canada plans to soon host a meeting of countries from the Americas determined to steer troubled Venezuela back on a path to democracy. Sources told the Canadian press that the gathering of the Lima Group of Nations is likely to take place in Canada sometime this winter. Word of the plan comes a day after the group expressed full support for Venezuelan opposition leader Juan Guaido amid mounting political turmoil in the South American country. As large crowds filled the streets, Guaido declared himself interim president just 2 weeks after Nicolas Maduro was sworn in for a contested second term. Canada has accused Maduro of seizing power through fraudulent, anti-democratic elections in May of last year. More than 3 million Venezuelans have fled in the last few years in search of basics such as food and health care. Global Affairs Canada is advising people to avoid non-essential travel to Venezuela due to the high level of violent crime, the unstable political and economic situations, and shortages of medication, food, and water. Canada closed its embassy in Caracas for the day yesterday and will assess whether to open it day to day based on the degree of upheaval.